Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this episode/stream, I'll be covering the level pack / quote-unquote fan game Mega Man Firce BattleBots 4, which was designed by Heavy Elite, who is currently in the chat. Before I start this intro stage, let me go over the ground rules first. In this level pack, we have a choice of playing as 3 different characters, Proto Man, Mega Man, and Bass, who, in terms of difficulty, are easy, normal, and hard respectively. We get introduced to their characters in the intro stage, and every stage is designed with all 3 characters in mind. However, the character might have it easy in one level, but may have problems during another, so there is a learning curve for each character. If you're new to this series, start with Proto Man, but if you're a veteran, like I am, play as either Mega Man or Bass. I'll be playing as the former. And here are the RMs to this series: Drive Man, Melt Man, Glacier Man, Rain Man, Mushroom Man, Shield Man, Nuke Man, and Octoman. I start off this game with 3 lives, and I carry these over throughout the levels. And if I find a full health restore, I'll gain an extra life. These lives do not restore at the end of each stage, unlike before, so I'll have to do a deliberate game over, restart the stage in order to refill. And once I beat the intro stage, I'll get the Scramble Thunder. Once I defeat 2 bosses, I'll get the Rush Jet, Proto Jet, or Treble Booster. And 4 bosses, I get the Rush Jet, Proto Jet, and second Treble Booster. So with all these rules out of the way, let's begin with the intro stage. Lights Training Ground intro, with 26 plays and a score of 9. While I go through the intro stage, please select which RM to go after. I'll leave all of your fate in I'll leave my fate in your hands. Welcome to stream Heavy Elite, Sylveon, YouTube, Jaden, Proto, and anyone else who I missed. The last level pack I played was by Darkness, so it'll be interesting to see how this compares. I liked Firce BattleBots 3. My only real complaint about it was some of the levels dragged on for too long. Especially the Life Order stages. Let's see if this fixes that. Welcome, Daibuman. Now here's our choice. As you can see with Proto Man, I get the Proto Charge. That's why he's easy mode. With Bass it's hard mode because, oh sure, I get double jumping and dashing, but my Buster deals half the amount of damage. Or I could play as Mega Man, but with charge shots. I'll go through with Mega Man. Actually, nah, let's go with Mega Man. You know what, let me leave the vote up to you, viewers. Should I play through the rest of the game as Mega Man or Bass? I'm not gonna do Proto Man, that's just too easy. For pretty much all the previous series I played as Mega Man. It seems the audience really wants me to play as Mega Man, minus Heavy Elite. Some other stage introduced us to each character. See, as much as I want to play as Mega Man again, I think I'll take the executed decision and play an overrule and play as Bass for a change. Alright, let's see who won the vote. Mushroom Man's the victor with 3 votes, with 9 plays and a score -1. Mushroom Man is the forest master. His level is deep in the woods. Originally his job was keeping tags on the wildlife, but thanks to Dr. Y's reprogramming, he now turns the wildlife against us, so beware. And as always, we have a preparation room, first with special weapons and E&M tanks, which is something which Darkness's level pack did. So for the rest of this, I'm playing as base, who is tagged as being hard mode, though I'm unsure about that. After all, he has double jumping too. Those aren't there, Jaden. I may not be able to complete it all in one setting though. If not, I'll save it for next week. Remember what Heavy Elite said about how some stages are easier with different characters? This one feels easier as base due to his dashing. And once I get another special weapon that I can spam, I'll be even better shape. Yep, this level pack has NSFR replacements, unlike its 3 predecessors, which is a nice plus. I'll be evaluating these levels both individually and as a group. Individually, I say that the enemy gimmick introduction, although not as good as Darkness's level pack, it does an okay job. And it ramps up the difficulty pretty fast. Oh, that was a classic, Jaden. I didn't realize Heatman valued life that much. To be honest, I kinda prefer most of the soundtrack from Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy over the one on the NES. Well, up to a point, of course. Now imagine doing that as Mega Man. Utility weapon, more like offensive weapon. Sometimes I wonder who wrote translated that, or wrote them in the first place. Already can tell these levels are certainly longer than Darkness's. Whereas those were on the same length as Mega Man 11's, these are at least 20% longer. Oh, timed it badly. That's 1 life down. I thought it was gonna go just a bit higher. I wouldn't say they dragged too badly. The stage lag wasn't too bad for Tree, for example, for the Royal Master levels. Where my problems started to happen were with the Wily for the stages. Not so much the challenges individually, but because of how long they went. Checkpoint placement is good. I'm waiting for that to despawn. This is probably the climax of the stage. That'd be really scary as Mega Man. We made it. Only one death, and that was my fault for mistiming it. And a free M-Tank too. Oh wait, it's not over yet. The climax continues. At this point, I get what the two gimmicks are, but I think the last section would be a good place to end off the stage. It's starting to feel like two stages glued to each other. Oh. We made it. This is the actual ending. A bit longer than what I'd usually agree with, but it works. Probably we should make the climax a bit harder, or... maybe not harder, but... oh, this song. Ah, he never uses rage move. That's strange. Yeah, this doesn't deserve a negative score. The only thing I'd say is problematic is game introduction, but escalation was fine. Probably, and the other issue I'd say would be the length. Maybe make the climax a bit more advanced at the end. Trim down the stage length, but otherwise, it's fine. I don't mind longer stages, but I can see why others would. Seven RMs left to go. It did something, but I feel that it should have maybe had one more gimmick, or spiced it up with more enemy configurations. Ten seconds left. Nuke Man wins with 3 votes, with 11 plays and a score of 3. Nuke Man, the Arsenal Master. His name might not hint to it, but Nuke Man is actually against war. He wants to live a quiet and peaceful life as a roadmaster rather than fighting. But Dr. Wily reprogrammed him, and he became obsessed with weapons of all kinds. This level is showcasing this to the player. Oh yeah, this song. What do I get? By defeating Mushroom Man, I got the Blade Cracker, aka Mushroom Grenade. Oh, I probably would have saved it for the speed stage. I love that. It was one of my favorite stages of X4. It seems like we have divergent opinions on Ride Chaser stages in general. Let's leave it at that. Yep. This level pack's full of NSFR placements. Good idea. You don't want to accidentally develop tunnel vision and end up missing certain deficiencies and potential strengths too. It has a more trance-inspired soundtrack, so I can see why. If you were to ask me what my least favorite X soundtrack would be, it would probably be X7, followed by either X3 or X6. Well, actually, scratch that. X8 is also one of the games I have not my favorite track set. Yeah, unfortunate. They fixed a lot of things in X8, but sadly the soundtrack IMO is one of the weak points. I only really remember the boss team, Jacob's elevator, and the world map team. The stage select team, I mean, sorry. Well, the stage select team is basically the world map, isn't it? Base only, or you must have the jet. Oh. Whoa, oh. I wish I knew this was just for an M-tank. Sure, let's just use it. More like yee. On a somewhat related note, Proto Droid Alpha is looking interesting. And I need to cover Mega Man Legends 1.5 too. I covered X and Zero prototype missions. I might as well cover its predecessor. Or spiritual predecessor, I mean. So far, base kind of feels like easy to normal mode. All these stages would be a lot more frightening if I was playing as a Mega Man. Imagine the last section as a Mushroom Man, for example, without double jumping. Not so much the dashing, it's the double jumping which saves me so many times. For example, that. Just be careful not to swing too far in the opposite direction and make it way too short. Yeah, I say this did a better job of being a climax than the previous stages. But it too could be shaved off by a minute. Oh boy. Speaking of harder, I'll respond to your messages once he's defeated. You know what, I'll just consume the tank. Goodbye, Nuke Man. No, I taught Spikes with invincibility. X1's was memorable. X1, X2... In terms of memorability, I say that X1, X2, X4, and X5 are the most memorable ones. X3, too many of the tracks blend into each other due to how they were composed. But I agree. So far, Base is making this easier. Alright, 6 RMs left to go. "15 seconds left. Octoman wins with at least 4 votes, with 15 plays and a score 3. Octoman, the Ocean Life Research Master. Octoman is a deep-sea research master who kind of likes hiding in dark places. Wily reprogrammed him and he started attacking the humans at beaches and shores. Now he's the king of the sea. Mega Man needs to put a stop to his antics. And because I defeated 2 RMs, I gain access to the Rush Coil. And by defeating Nuke Man, I got the Nuke Rocket, aka Commando Bomb. Well, it's Rush Coil, but in reality, it's first of this one. I just found it bad. My main issues with it are the level design and how sluggish it is. It honestly feels like the game is playing in slower motion for most of the time. Hey Janok. Yeah, Toxic Seahorse and Volt Catfish do sound a bit similar. More than a bit similar. I want to like Extreme more, but there are many things that there are more than a few things it does that don't tickle my fancy. Three stages in, no extra lives spotted. Just E&M tanks. Bye everyone. Yeah, I could have cheesed that, but I wanted that they show it partially. Well, I hope they're having fun, Snivy. Sadly, they've been reprogrammed by Dr. Wily. We need to rescue them first. Hey Panda, welcome to the stream. Sure, that Boomin. But if I want to do that, I'll have to play your level. I'll have to play your level pack in post and edit it in. If I do, oh whoa, if I do it live, that won't be possible. Ah, made it. I didn't trust myself with that one jump. Shorter stage than the previous two, but that's thanks to skipping many of the challenges. This one could be shaved off by 30 seconds, but it's the least elongated of the bunch. Goodbye, Springman. Alright, Octoman's down. That leaves 5 RMs. $20 more seconds left for voting. Driveman's the victor with 6 votes, with 21 plays and a score of 5. Driveman, the Crash Dummy Master. His stage is all about speed, and of course, you might also run into some enemies, if you're not careful enough. And by defeating Octoman, I got the Thunderclaw, aka the Octo-Arm. Still only 2 lives left. Seriously, where are the extra lives in his stages? The main problem, it's not balanced well. Really, I just want the option of playing with either a limited number of lives or infinite. Just give me the option. When polled, players ended up having a split opinion of on whether you should have lives or not. So just give the option up to players. Disable achievements on infinite lives if you have to. Because unfortunately, artificial difficulty itself is your mileage may your mileage may vary trope. I get if I had infinite lives, it'd allow me to play much more aggressively and take more risks. But having limits set has forced me to play a bit more cautiously. Depends on how the level pack is set up, YouTube. Alright, that was a even shorter stage, but we were supposed to speedrun it, so it makes sense. Oh my. Sure. Here's what I would compromise in terms of lives. Give board an option for limited lives and unlimited, and tag the option for limited lives as being developer intended, or whichever one you want to be intended. I know there's a whole thing of players have the tendency of optimizing the fun out of the games, but I also want some options. We're halfway there. And then of course there are games like Odyssey where there are games where lives don't really make sense, like Odyssey, because they built the challenges that way. Frankly, true, Daibuman, but compared to Shovel Knight, the punishment is quite minuscule. In Shovel Knight, you lose half your gold. In Odyssey, you don't lose half your coins. 15 seconds. To be honest, when you can carry up to 99 lives, I don't really feel like having limited lives makes that much sense. If you held like up to 9 lives, well, that makes more sense. Or you always forcefully start up a tree. Rain Man beats out Melt Man for the tree, with 21 plays and a score of 4. So let's see. Rain Man is the Weather Master. His level takes place at a weather station, with a lot of rain, storms, and wind. It may get very slippery here and there. Isn't currency and experience the same in Dark Souls? That's more of a risk versus reward thing, but yeah, very harsh. And by defeating Drive Man, I got the speed wheel. And also by defeating 4 RMs, I gained access to the second treble boost. Oh, I love this team. Much more than the Airman team and the SNES. On the NES, I mean. You mean the Wily Wars? Yeah, I've heard that. Whoa, I guess I made it back safely. The pit shadows do look a bit odd, but I'll accept that sacrifice to make sure that those are actually pits. It wouldn't be too bad if they actually faded out the daytime graphics better. Like, it works in this background better. Then again, everything is dark anyways. Wait. What's down here? Let me do this the proper way. As base, you can completely cheese this. Or if you use the rush coil. Are you sure base is hard mode? I feel there's a mix-up in terms of difficulties. There's almost no challenge that base can't do better. Either the stages are getting shorter, or I'm getting a lot better. Ow. Ow. Sure. In Mega Man Base, he has downsides. Here, they are not really realized. Still, in Mega Man Base, if you were playing for the first time, I still suggest playing as Base first. I know Mega Man Classic is better at bosses, but for most of the game, you're going through the stages, not the bosses. Only exception being probably the King Fortress levels, the later ones, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, exactly, Snivy. Five down, 3 left to go. Shield, Glacier, or Melt. See you tomorrow, Daibuman. If I get the Genesis emulator working, I will be covering Mega Man the Sequel Wars. One stage from normal mode and all the stages from EX mode. I'll just end the voting early. There's clearly a victor here. Meltman is victor with 7 votes, with 27 plays and a score of 4. Meltman is the Recycle Master. His stage is a literal dump. There is so much junk lying around and he's about to melt into slag. Be careful though, these magnets might actually catch you off guard. By defeating Rain Man, I got the Storm Rain, which is represented by the Rain Flush. Two lives left, still no sight of an extra life. If this was a regular Mega Man game, we would have seen at least some. Nice music track though. Outside the first stage, I haven't died any time. Oops. Yeah, I missed. Do a jump. Not actually what I wanted to use there. Ah, at last, an extra life. They're even rarer than E&M tanks in this. It wasn't Mega Man who wanted to go back in time. Wily stole a time machine, forcing Mega Man to go back in time. I will say in comparison with 3, the levels do feel more polished. Still, I would wish, especially with the first 4 levels I played, I kind of wish they were shaved off in terms of length just a bit. Like 30 seconds to 1 minute, because Daibuman is right, they do drag a bit. For the stages after them, it isn't too bad due to them forcing the speed run. Again, I don't mind it too much, but other players may. This looks like a... Can this put out the fire? No. Oops, I meant to actually use it there. No matter. Extra life number 4. The thing in a scrap factory is worried to find many extra lives. I suppose he's recycling them into extra lives. all the excess scrap and whatnot. Let me go! Ow. Oh. Thank you, collision detection. That's why getting out of those jumps is so hazardous. Get me in. Ah, we made it to the end. One of the tougher stages. Perhaps not as tough as the first stage we went through, especially with Mega Man, but no slouch. He was supposed to jump earlier. At least that's what I thought he was supposed to do. The only reason why I'm consuming E-Tanks so much is because this is one of the few level packs where E-Tanks where extra lives are more scarce than E and M tanks. Two left to go. Glacier or Shield Man. We likely have their weaknesses. We have a clear victor. With 8 votes is Shield Man, with 22 plays and a score of 1. Shield Man, the training master. His shields are the strongest that there are. His shield is actually made from basanium, or basanium. Dr. Light experimented a bit with this material and found out that if he is able to strengthen his structure with some other materials, it becomes as hard as diamond. Shield Man's level is all about reflecting and stopping. He also likes puzzles, but no one knows why. This loading time is concerning me a bit. Let's do this. Yoku Man? That was unexpected. By defeating Meltman, I got the Melting Fire Blast, aka the Firestorm. Oops. Didn't mean to pick that up. Yeah, it's a common mistake that Diamond's actually very strong. It actually shatters pretty easily. It's useful for cutting things. Bye, Joe. Along with Dagger Man. Whoa. This is where I wish there were outlines in the stage. Or Yoko outlines, but you know how to go. So I'm now down to 2 lives. Get me out of here. Checkpoint density for all the stages is, I'd say, appropriate. Introduction gimmicks could use some better work. It's fine. Escalation's fine as well. It's just that the endings can drag on a bit. Yeah, I don't really get why this has to do with shields. Where I wish Yoko Blocks, instead of telefragging you, they actually shoved you out. In this engine, Yoko Blocks like that are more like Yoko Spikes, effectively. It does reflect bullets, that's why. I was holding right. Can you Alright, my last life. I'm calling... That was... I don't understand what happened there. In the future, I hope one of these series is made in Megamix. Unexpected. Frankly, at times, I wonder if the engine itself is the Kaizo thing. Yes, please. This is probably one of the only stages where it'd probably be better to be playing as Mega Man. Or Proto Man. Well, you can't. You're supposed to use the Buster, and you're supposed to have the Scramble Thunder, which you started with. Plus you have full weapon restores, so I guess it's fine. Of course, most of these stages don't have force weapon usage, so keep that in mind. I think I also have a weakness. True. I want that. This is one of the situations where if I didn't have a limited number of lives, I'd just rush forwards. I'm just afraid of being telefragged by random things. Proto Man would just destroy the stage with his charge shots. You can always choose to not follow the instructions, and then you have infinite lives. And the cheat menu is just a level editor. One of the longer stages so far. It feels that way because I died so much. Thankfully, Yoke blocks cannot overlap the junk blocks. Otherwise, I'd be even in deeper trouble. Yeah. 0-1 life left. These are the situations why I really wish there was an outline. Because I wasn't sure where I was supposed to wait there. Of course, this could have also been rectified if Yoko blocks actually followed a universal timer. You can also just put crashlet flyers in the background to indicate roughly where they're supposed to spawn. It has to do more with the limitations of the engine. This wouldn't have happened if we had universal spawning Yoko blocks. Yeah, exactly, Heavy Elite. Otherwise, it's like the ultimate troll or anti-speedrunning maneuver. For instance, how am I supposed to know— well, I already talked about that. No more complaining. The same holds true in reverse, then. Let's get out of here before we get telefragged again. I functionally have 0 extra lives left, because I died 4 times in this stage. Alright, I'm just gonna use weaknesses. It's the bomb. The most difficult stage so far, mainly because of telefragging and limited assets. I wanted to like it more, but I can't really give it a thumbs up. I'll be right back in a moment. And I'm back. I'm not puking, but it didn't really appeal to me. So the only RM left is... Glacier Man, with 10 plays and a score of 2. Depends on how it goes. Something I want to bring up, which I didn't mention about Jet Stingray. Yeah, his stage is, depending on how much you like Ride Chasers, you like the stage, love it, or hate it, or are neutral to it. And by defeating Shield Man, I get the Mirror Buster, or the Spell Reflector as it's called here. As I was saying, I don't hate Jet Stingray's stage. I don't even think it's bad. It just relies on quick reactions. The better Hardman team. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually mention his description. Hold on, where are you? Glacier Man is the Antarctic Research Master. His level is, of course, full of glaciers and ice. His level also has a cooling ability. Is a cooling facility that he took over, which may cause some problems for the people living here. See those fans? Same, Heavy. I still find it ironic that E and M tanks are easier to get than extra lives in this hack. Not hack, level pack. In most Mega Man Classic games, fan games with limited lives, it should be it's intended to be the reverse. I did YouTube. I didn't see any differences. Whoa. Well, we found a weakness. Glacier Man's weakness must be this then. Maybe not must. Must is not the correct word, but very high chance. Let me down. How do you get down from here? Well, I ran out of lives, so just assume I gamed over before I started this stage. I was at 0 lives anyways, and if I was playing the Mega Man Classic game, well, I would have game over it anyways. Whoa. Oh, that was a bad idea. One of the stages where Base doesn't exactly have an easier time. Well, he does, but not as much. We made it. I see the subtle W's up in the snow. Nope, it's not actually his weakness, it's fire. So let's write down the number of deaths I had in each stage. Glacier 1, Melt 1, Forest 1, Shield 4. Sure, just let me know when it's done, Snivy. So that's all 8 Raw Master stages done. On to the Wily Fortress stages. Hold on, let me see the instructions. So we entered the Wily Space Station with the station entrance part 1, with 7 plays and a score of 1. Story time. Dr. Light scanned the entire world for Wily, but he didn't find him there. There was only one possibility. He might have ran off straight to space. Again. He found him near another galaxy, but he couldn't teleport Mega Man directly there, so Mega Man set out to travel there directly on his lonesome. Or in this case, it's actually Base. Time to go on a space adventure. I don't necessarily need to fight them, but I'll do it anyway. Could have picked a less repetitive music track. It's quickly getting monotonous. Pretty bland shmups level too. I wish there was more variation and forcing us to go up and down. Even if there's random enemies here, it's very plain. Well, we're in. Oh, I love this team. Alright. He's out. Oh wait, Rain Flush. I should have tried it out. I knew it. Bye, Nightman. And we're out of here. That was part 1. Because these are divided into 2 parts, I'll evaluate them together. Part 2, 8th place, score of 2. Mega Man got onto the mechanical planet, but on his travels there, Wily sent out some space bots to attack Mega Man. Now, as he's entered the entrance, he's finding himself lost. He needs to find the core, so he carries on. By the way, there are 8 individual levels in this Wily Space Station. Part 1 and Part 2, and 2 through 7. Well, there's also 6 Part 1 and 6 Part 2. So, it's more like 9 levels. I agree, Mr. Lee, that was very bland. Mega Man sometime got a charge shot. Yeah, I love this team. The NSF music choices for most of this are on the good side, I'd say. Whoa, lag. Too many chill blocks. Oops. I can't get across now. Let's reset the room. You need to stop, otherwise you have to reset the room. I think I'll have to separate this level pack into the next week's stream. I'm reaching the point where my gameplay quality is degrading fast. I'll complete up to one Space Station 3, then I'll save it for the next stream, next week's stream. I want to give this my all. Well, you're still gonna fall behind in line, Snivy. First, there's rest of Heavy Leads pack. Then there's official Meme Guys level pack. Then Iwumi's level pack. Then you'll be behind them. In terms of how far I played, I say that Darkness and Friends level pack, aka Super Mega Man Maker collab, that's better, but this isn't too shabby either. Whereas that one is an almost good level pack, I'd say this is okay to decent. Another boss week to this. Victory. Base escaped entirely from the facility. Y Space Station 2 with 6 plays and a score of 0. If I recall correctly, the estimation time is 2 to 2.5 hours. Description time. Oh. Description time. Wily doesn't joke around anymore. We have returning gimmicks from the previous known levels, but they're harder to avoid. Or perhaps Mega Man's getting tired. Just like I am. Whoa. Close shave there. For a utility weapon, the Scramble Thunder actually works better as an offensive weapon. It pierces your enemy guards, it leaves an explosion radius, and you can aim it upwards and downwards, and it travels, snakes around the blocks too. The only issue is its lower ammo capacity. Hearing this team makes me think more of it's a... Oh. Easy button. Hello? Why aren't you firing? Oh, Gordon, now you decide to fire. Excuse me, Metal Man doesn't want to cooperate today. Three tanks, yes please. And out in the blue we actually have an extra life after so long. It never ceases to amuse me, the rarities. Well, easy come, easy go. The life respawns, so it doesn't matter. Oh goody, the play quality is degrading fast. Surely this is near the end. It is. At least this doesn't suffer from... At least this doesn't suffer from the same issue that Firce Battle Boss 3 did, where levels extended way too long. Someone's jumping for joy. Of course. Let me guess. Not exactly, but I'll use it to soften them up. And that's number 2 out of the way. I liked it more than the preceding 2 stages. Next up is Wily Space Station 3, with 8 plays and a score of 1. This will be the last level I'll cover tonight. I'll finish this up next Saturday evening. The further Mega Man travels in that planet, the harder it gets. Wily learned from his past mistakes, his defenses are way higher, prioritized than anything else. But our hero wouldn't be a hero if he would just give up, wouldn't he? I was afraid of that, Heavy. Punk stage team. Oh, return to the Magflies. From the junkyard stage. My earlier point, which I reiterated several times, still stands. Proto-Man is normal mode, base is... no, Proto-Man's easy mode, base is normal mode, and Mega Man's hard mode. There is pretty much almost no situation where Mega Man has it easier than the other two. You have the superior firepower and defense of Proto-Man, or you have the superior mobility of base. Mega Man loses out in either. Until the end, but... Mini boss time. Oh no, double. Extra life. Extra life again. I'm up to 4 lives. I wish the Magflies were put into more advanced environments. Then again, if I'm playing as base, it doesn't matter as much. I can cheese so much with my dashing and double jumping. In situations like these where I kind of wish base didn't actually have the ability to double jump here. That way, it's not as easy to cheese these sections. Keep his dashing, but not his double jumping. Oh sure, I love to double jump with base. Let me out. Well, I'm trapped. As I was saying, I'd love to double jump with base, sure, but there's a point where it just cheeses everything. Whoa. This time we're not getting stuck in the wall. Either one. I never played that game. Someone's vibrating intensely. Someone make a gif of that, please. That was surprisingly easy. To be quite frank, I think Space Station 2 was harder in some regards. I'll count it as a debt, bringing me down to 3 lives. As I said, I'll resume this level pack next week. And when I'm done with it, I'll continue on to Official Meme Guys level pack, starring that. So far, I'm finding this pack to be somewhere between okay to decent. It doesn't suffer as much from Tree's issues of levels being too long, but still 4 or 5 levels could be shaved off by 30 seconds or a minute. Plus some of the gimmick iterations at the end could have been implemented and executed better. And why Space Station 1 was just bland. I wish we just skipped over to the latter half of 1 and started 2 immediately after. So tomorrow morning, if I can get the emulator working, I'll be playing Mega Man The Sequel Wars, the demo. It'll be a shorter Sunday stream just to get my feet wet. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Doodles! Thanks for making the pack.